Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I wanted to go through some repotting because I have one plant over here that really is desperately needing a repot, like an upsize to a bigger pot, and this one that I just want to propagate. So just wanted to bring you guys along and just have a little chat with you guys because it's been a while since I did a repotting video. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And yeah, let's just jump right into today's video. Okay, so I guess we'll start off with my Magnificum seedling. So let me just move my Hoya Bella aside. This one is the seedling that is honestly growing really quickly, but it's just growing really weird. So I'm getting like a bunch of really wonky leaves. I don't know if it's because it's winter, it's just not happy, there's not enough humidity, but look at this leaf. It's just like, that's not even a leaf, right? Like half of it's missing. This one was the leaf before, which is also like a chunk is missing. I'm pretty sure it's due to like not high enough humidity, or maybe it's just like getting adjusted to my environment. But the root growth on this is pretty good, so I want to upsize the pot to something like this, which is a 4-inch clear orchid pot, which has the slits on the side, which I really like, and the slits on the bottom for the leca water to get absorbed up. So I'm just gonna have it in like a little, I don't know, my ramekin here, just so it's kind of contained. Let me grab my leca. Okay, so I have a bunch of clean leca here that I've boiled and disinfected. There are a bunch of different sizes because there's like different types of leca in here. I still see like a bit of roots, so sometimes roots that get stuck on the leca, they just don't come off. Like, it's so annoying. It doesn't come off despite me washing it and boiling it, and I don't know how you guys get your like stuck roots that are on your leca off, but like I just have to scrape it off, which is really annoying because I mean, not a lot of them have it, but some of the pieces have it. So first I'm gonna take out this, which I honestly don't know how. I guess I'll just dump like my leca into this ramekin for now. I try to be really careful so I don't break any of the new roots because they are quite fragile. Even though Anthurium roots are pretty like chunky, you do want to still be careful because you worked hard on growing these roots. I mean, the plant worked hard, but I'd be upset if I lost some roots. Okay. So this was originally in like a 3.5-inch net pot, but this is the next size up. So it's a 4-inch pot. It's a little bit bigger. It has more room for the roots to grow. So I don't need this pot anymore. And look at these roots. This is pretty good root growth. If you remember me talking about this Anthurium Magnificum seedling before, it was actually like pretty rootless when I potted. The roots were like this little tiny itty bitty nub, and now it's a lot nicer. So I think this would go really well into this container. I'm just gonna reuse the leca since it's the same plant. You only really have to disinfect and like wash your leca if you're using it between different plants, but I'm not, so that's okay. So I'm gonna try to fill a third of the way with the leca. So it's about there, and then I just place the plant nicely on top, not too high, not too low, and just position it such that all the roots are just sitting nicely inside the pot, and then I just backfill it with more leca. So repotting plants that are just like one plant is super easy compared to something like, you know, a Cebu Blue where there's so many different like stems, so many different like branches, and it's just so hectic. But with Anthuriums, I find it's pretty easy to repot. I don't mind repotting this. It's mainly only just like Micans and my Cebu Blue that really piss me off when I try to repot. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. What do you think? Yeah, I think this will be a lot happier in this new home with a lot more room for it to grow, and the water won't like dry up so quickly. And yeah, that's usually what I try to do with my anthuriums. I do upsize the pot pretty frequently because anthurium roots are nuts. They grow so wild as opposed to something like Hoya roots, which are really, really fine. Now let's go move on to this one, which is my Hoya Bella Reverse Variegata. So with this one, the reason why I want to propagate this is because I find a lot of the leaves are kind of curling and I'm not really too sure why. I know this plant is currently infested with mealybugs. Well, not really infested, but there are mealybugs on this plant. There's a mealybug situation going on, and I just want to make sure that I have a backup of this plant in case it doesn't make it, because it's been a long time coming that it's been infested with the mealybugs. And yeah, I think these curled leaves are either due to like stress from the mealybug damage or it's from just too bright light. So I do want to cut off those portions and maybe just try to propagate them and see how it goes. I do think that this is a very fast grower, so I haven't had a lot of trouble with this growing for me. It's just a matter of like, sometimes the new growth dies off, sometimes it just like grows really wonky. So I do just want to like shape it up a little bit and make it not flop over like that. So I have my trusty scissors here. Here I'm going to be using some moss. So I have my sphagnum moss in this little Tupperware container. It's like a takeout container that I tend to always reuse. I cut some holes on the top of the lid so that when I cover the lid, there's still a little bit of ventilation and it keeps the humidity up, but also not so much that it just like rots it immediately. So the moss is wet and all I have to really do is just cut off portions of this Hoya and just stick it into the moss. I don't want to make each piece too long because I think that might make it really difficult for it to root and support so many different leaves when it doesn't have roots initially, and that just like increases the risk for it to like, I don't know, die on you, and I don't want that. Okay, so I'll first start off with maybe this piece, which is looking pretty good. Ooh, so every time you cut like Hoyas, they ooze out this like white liquid, which I absolutely hate. Can you guys see? It's like this sap that comes out and it's just so annoying because it like gets everywhere. I usually do try to, I don't know, let it dry up, but it doesn't always happen. This piece is quite big actually, so I don't know. Should I cut this into two or should I just leave it? This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes. It's really cute. It's a really cute piece. I think I might leave it as that. Okay, and then I'll just stick it into the moss like that. And you just want to cover like the bottom node in the moss so that it can root there and, you know, do a good job. Okay, cut off another piece. So this piece is also like, it's like five nodes or so. This seems to be like a good length. But this one is really curled up, as you can see, and it's just like super variegated. This one has like very little green, which concerns me a little bit. I also see mealybugs on this one. So let me just pick that off. It's gotten to the point where like I'm not even scared of mealybugs anymore. I used to be so disgusted by mealybugs, but recently I've seen so many mealybugs in the fall time and the winter that I'm just like, whatever about them. But you could use some like alcohol and like a cotton swab and you just like pick it right off. So this one looks a little bit more tamed now, so it's just this piece that's like popping out. I do want to take out some of these top ones. This is another piece. This is cute. So put that in. I think I will cut just one more. And this is the last piece. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. So this is like literally my entire container of just reverse variegated Hoya Bella. And I made sure that there's no mealybugs on these before I stuck them in, because I do want to make sure that it doesn't like infect all my propagations, because I find like maybe they're coming from the roots, but I've literally treated this so many times now that I don't even know what else I should do. They just keep like coming out of nowhere. But I currently don't see any more. And hopefully with a smaller plant, it'll be easier to manage if I do see any new ones pop out. But yeah, this is still my plant. It still looks pretty big, so I'm not too mad about it. And now I have this cute little like propagation box of Hoya Bellas. So I'm just going to keep the lid on and maybe spray it with like a mister every few days just to keep it a little bit moist. And I will just check up on it every few days. So nice and easy. I don't want to, you know, spend too much time with my propagations, because then it takes the fun out of it if you have to constantly monitor. But the good thing about moss is that you can easily check the roots and you just like pull it out. As opposed to soil, you'll make a mess. Versus moss, it's a lot easier and you don't have to worry as much if things start to rot. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I just wanted to do a little, you know, repotting today and propagation and show you guys how I propagate, because I do use a bunch of different techniques, but today was the moss technique. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.